Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a first impressions using the Beauty Bay New Romantics palette. I keep calling it the New Romance palette, but it's a New Romantic 20 colour palette, and it's a red, pink, beautiful dual tone dream. It came out for Valentine's Day and I've only just gotten it there a few days ago. Because this was like, I think they retail for like 18 or 20 euro on the Beauty Bay website. This went down to $12.50. How could I not? How could I not go for this for $12.50? Look at it. Look at it. So far, quality is beautiful. I'm loving it already. I think you don't need necessarily a black in every palette, Beauty Bay, and a vanilla kind of colour. I don't think we need them two in every single palette, but if it's a one-off thing for you, maybe it's going to work for you. I don't really know. That's up to you. I have so many of these and I have a lot of blacks to work with. I am going to compare the blacks together and I am going to do full swatches of this as well. I feel like it's a nice mix of like the berry red pinky tones for Valentine's Day, but also the neutrals, and there's like an olivey greeny gold kind of colour down here, which I think, like in photos, I didn't know that was in it. I didn't know that's what that colour was. It just looked like gold, but swatching it looks green. In the green family anyway. So I'm very excited to get something a bit more grungy out of this palette as well, and also play a bit more with the neutrals. I think it's a nice option if you want like date night makeup, if you want very romantic looking makeup. I don't really know what that means. I would consider this romantic, but whatever. Not everyone would. But I think, and you can get quite soft with it as well, but still have the pinky tone. I think this might be the palette for you, and it's quite inexpensive and it'll go on sale. So I'm going to throw up some swatches on the screen as of now, and I will do the live swatch of the two blacks now in a few minutes, but just so you can see how light the colours are at the top and how deep they can go. The black in this palette and the black in the Beauty Bay palette, or the Book of Magic palette, is really deep as well, so you can really deepen up the look, which I did use today. The bright raspberry shade is stunning. The bronzy shades, there is a cooler element to it if you really want to go there, but it's very warm heavy. There's a lot of kind of mid-tone shades, nice blending colours. You have options with blending colours, you have options with inner corners, which I liked about the last palette as well. I just think it's a really nice variety in a colour scheme. Like sometimes you can get monochromatic palettes and then you can only do the one thing with it, really, you know what I mean? You can do it in different ways, but like the one color scheme, where this is a one color scheme kind of scheme, but there's elements that complement, like the green, like the more purpley tones, like the black, like the golds, the bronzes, but it's a very, when you look at it, it's a red heavy kind of palette and I really like it. So I'm gonna go into the Book of Magic palette, which is discontinued. I did recently do videos on this, but there is a black in this called Hex, which I'm going to swatch for you guys live so you can see it. Now this is intense, okay? This is intense. So that's how Hex looks. So good. Such a good black. And then we're going to go into Ink, which is this one down here. So I'm going to do a couple of little swishies of this. I mean, they look very similar, really. Is there a difference? Can you see a difference? Can I see a difference? This can be really weird to say, but this one looks cooler, this one looks warmer. Is that a thing with black? I think it's a thing with black. This one looks a tiny bit warmer. This one looks, I mean, but on the eye, are you going to be able to tell the difference? Not really. Do you need both? Absolutely not. Do you need both palettes? Probably. I felt like I needed them, so I needed them. I don't mind it, but I prefer if there was something else, like a black shimmer even, like a black metallic with like a pinky shimmer in it. That would have been really cool. It would have been very interesting to use as well in a smoky eye. So it's just a thing, but if this is the only palette you ever buy from them, it's fine. Alright guys, so that's a little comparison. That's the swatches as well. If you want to see any up close pictures of this look, then my Instagram is linked down below. I always post pictures of the up close eye and full face on my Instagram, and it goes up sometime after the video goes live. I don't really know when, but it goes up sometime then. And oh, that rhymed. And then also hit subscribe down below to see more videos. I will be doing a 3 looks on palette with this video, so stay tuned for that by hitting subscribe down below. So let's get in to see how this look was created and what I think of the palette in action. Alrighty guys, so let's get into this super fun palette. It looks so brand new. I haven't even played with it yet. I've swatched it. That's literally all I've done. So let me get rid of the plastic. Look at her. She's so pretty. I have to put this on my face. I have to put this matte red on my face. So I'm thinking those two, we might put in a bit of this guy or maybe even a lighter pink. And I may do like a bit of this guy as well. And then if I want to, we have a black and a brown down here to deepen it up. So I think that's what we're going to do. We might do a half cut crease. We might do it with glitter primer or actual like Plouise base and do it that way. I don't really know. I already have my base on, my brows on, and my skin done, except for like blush and all that kind of stuff. And that is all listed down below. So let's get straight into it. We're just going to start, no messing around. And I'm going to start with that red shade because I want to see how much impact I'll get out of it because from swatching it, which you would have seen at the beginning, it's intense. So this one is called Claret. They are a little bit dusty and I'm interested to see how different these are from the Book of Magic palette, which I did recently as well. Tapping that off, and this is a BH Cosmetics Lavender Luxe number 6 brush. So we're going to start with that on the outer corner. Oh yes. I'm just popping that in the crease as well, so just taking that through the crease. Don't worry about the edges, don't worry about blending anything. We're just trying to get the impact on so we can see how impactful, and also make sure you're bringing it on the inner part of the crease because that's where we want the contrast to be when we do actually cut the crease. Okay, so I was going to go in with Milkshake, which is that super bright kind of corally shade. I'm actually going to go in with Smoothie, which is this one over here. It's a little bit softer, if you can see that there. It's a bit softer, kind of more toned down. So I'm going to take that to blend out the red a little bit, and then we can go into a lighter pink again, but I just want to build it up that way. I just think the neon one or the brighter coral will make it too intense, where this I kind of want a bit of depth in it. And I'm going to go in with another Lavender Luxe brush. This is a number 8, and we're going to take that on that brush and we're just going to go kind of right over the edge of that red shade. Now I may not even need to use the lighter pink, but I might whip it around the edges. These colors are blending really pretty, really nice. Okay, I'm not going to go in with the lighter pink just yet because I will do that as I'm finessing a little bit more. I think I'm just going to leave it as is for now. The colours are beautiful though. These mattes are really, really good. Okay, so keeping with the Lavender Luxe set from BH Cosmetics, this is a number 11. It's a very wide and thick angle brush. I would never really use this for brows or line or anything like that. I'm going to use it for my lower lash line though. It's a good brush for that. And I'm going to take that Claret shade, the very first red that we used, on that brush and pop that along my lower lash line. I'm going to go about 2/3 of the way across because I do want to add shimmer down here. Make sure as well you're connecting on the outer corner. Okay, so now again another Lavender Luxe brush. We're going to go in with number 10, which is a small little pencil brush. I'm going to take the shade Smoothie again, so what we used to blend out the top, just repeat it on the bottom. We're just going to use that to blow out the lower lashes like we did on top. You don't have to blend this down too far, especially if I'm going to add in another shade to blend it out more, but I mean I like mine blended down quite far. Okay, so now I think I'm going to do shimmers because I'm excited to use that shimmer. I can't wait. I wonder how it's going to look because it is kind of on the corally side as well, but I'm very, very excited. Okay, so I am going to use a glitter primer to do my cut crease. This is a very quick look actually, even though I've only actually been filming for about 15-16 minutes. I'm going to use my Too Faced Glitter Insurance for this, and I'm going to take a MAC 243 brush, just a flat brush. Any flat concealer brush will do. Mine's quite frayed, so I don't really know how well this would work. I wouldn't use it for like doing a full-blown cut crease with like concealer or anything like that because it's too frayed for that, but this should be okay. So just pressing that glitter primer on the lid, get it across because that's where you want the shimmer to be very prominent, and then using a bit of pressure and the brush, just start going around your eyeball and it'll just tidy away some of that shadow. It doesn't have to be super prominent. The whole point of these is that they're like easier and a bit less fussy than an actual cut crease. I'm bringing it a little bit higher than where my natural crease is, just so that the shimmer doesn't transfer when my eye is open, because that can happen with my round eyes. What I'm going to do now is take Raspberry, which is this bright shimmery coral, because it's the first thing that catches my eye in this palette. So I'm taking that on that same brush that we used for that glitter primer, tapping it off so we don't get much fall down. Press that on the lid, the very center, and then leave a gap on the inner part of that lid. And I'm kind of bringing it down in a diagonal shape, so if you can see I'm bringing it down this way. I'm going to fill in all of this. That colour is so pretty, so summery. And I'm just taking a different brush. This is a slightly smaller flat brush like this. This is a Charles Fox brush. I got it when I was doing my makeup course, and I'm going to take the shade Chintz, which is this kind of like lavendery, pewtery, taupey kind of colour. It's a very weird colour, but I kind of like it. So just picking some of that up, and we're going to, ooh, it's kind of flaky. We're going to pop that on this inner part where the rest of the lid is and all along that cut crease on the inner part as well. I have to say the shimmers in the Beauty Bay palettes are my favourite part of the Beauty Bay palettes. The mattes in this though are definitely, from the ones I've just used today, definitely feel of better quality than the Book of Magic palette. And then just whatever's left on brush, just to use that to kind of feather it across where the two colours meet on the lid, and then you can go back in with your other brush and whatever's left on that brush, feather backwards, so that way you're getting a nice blend. Okay, so I'm just picking up a little bit more of Claret, which was the very first colour that we used, the darkest red, and I've just taken that on the same brush we used, and just a small little bit just to blend the edge of this shimmer into the matte. Okay, so on that same little angle brush, I just cleaned it off a little bit. It still has kind of red on it. I'm going to take Chintz again, which is that shimmery, like pewtery kind of, it's not really pewter, it's kind of a taupey silver. I'm going to take some of that on that brush and we're going to pop that on the lower lash line, just on that little gap we left in here, just to tie it all in together. And I'm also going to use this as my inner corner highlight, so it's going to be the whole inner corner is going to be this colour. So then taking the pencil brush that we used for the lower lash line and take the same shade, Chintz, on that. We're just going to layer that up on the inner corner, just for a little bit of highlight. I'm going to go in with the shade Vanilla actually, I think, and I'm going to use that kind of as a brow bone highlight and a blending colour. I really hope that in every Beauty Bay palette that they do, they don't put one of these colours in, because it's not the kind of colour I always use. And look how yellow that is. It's quite yellow for my skin, but I feel like just around the edges will work out quite well. Like, it'll still look like it blends into my skin. It's just not something I would use as a brow bone highlight, because if it was standalone a brow bone highlight, it would look yellow. But blending out other colours is not too bad. And I'm using that on a very big fluffy brush. This is a number 5 brush from the Lavender Luxe set. It's their biggest fluffy brush. And then just use that down here. And then you can go back in and re-add in all the other red colours, because it might dilute colours down a little bit. I just want to get the blend going. I'm going to just take a tiny, teeny, weeny little bit of ink, which is the black down here. Also, I'm taking a tiny little bit of that, just mostly right at the lashes on that outer corner. Just want it to be a teensy weensy bit darker out here. I don't want it to look black, I just want it to deepen what we've already got going on here. Taking a little dab of ink on that little angle brush, I just wiped it off. Like a dab, singular dab. I only needed a dab to do this and it was a lot, so I had to really go in and blend that with the other brushes. So I'm just going to go in and just about a third of the way across, so just about that much, and then I'm going to go in and blend that as well. So I'm just taking this fluffy brush here, whatever brush has like red on it, just use that to blend out that black. So I am going to jump off. I am going to finish off the rest of my face, and when I come back I'll let you know what I use on the rest of my face. Alrighty guys, so this is how I finish off the look. I am in love with how it turned out. I love this eye, and I'm wearing new pair of lashes, which I'll get to in a second. So I didn't do any liner on my upper lash line because I didn't really want to. I didn't really feel like the look needed it, and especially with these lashes I don't think it needs to, which I'll, like I said, get to in a second. But I went in with this guy here, which is the LA Girl Neon Shockwave liner, lip liner in the shade Fiery, which is pinky red. I wouldn't recommend using lip pencils on the eyes for your own safety, but I do so because I trust my own eyes, so I use that. But that doesn't really matter because I end up not really going for it in the end. Instead, I actually wanted it to be a bit more smoky and darker, so I went in with the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil. This is the Game of Thrones one. It's in Dragon Smoke. It's like a blackened purple with like a bluey purpley kind of sparkle in it as well. A black will do, whatever you want to use. I just had that. I grabbed that first and I thought, yeah, it'll work. So that was that. And then my mascara is my Clinique Lash Power Mascara, which I've been using for a while now. So yeah. Then my lashes are another pair of the Cash Beauty Crystal Nights Luxury Faux Mink lashes. This is the Crystal Nights set, and I went for the Aurora ones this time. So they're very wingy and taper out nicely on the outer corner. Really wingy, quite long. I'd say maybe not as long as the last ones, but very curly, so they still touch up to my eyebrow when I look up. But the other ones that I put on the Twilights before, they're very long. I like them. They're just long. Then for cheeks, very simple. I went in with my Cheek Parade palette, which you can buy all of these individually. I just have them in a palette because it's easier. I went in with Hoola Lite as my bronzer to bronze up my face. And then I went in with Galifornia because it's that corally kind of colour, which I thought would be nice with that lid shade. And I went in with that as my blusher. Like I said, you can get all of these individually. You don't have to buy a whole palette for them. Then for my highlight, I went in with my Hyper Real Glow palette from MAC, and this is in the Get Lit, which is the lightest one. It's like the blue, pink and champagne colours. I went in with the pink here, which is called Get Lit, and it's just a really nice soft sheen across the cheeks. Still really highlighty, like probably more highlighty than most people go for. It's not my most highlighty, but I really like how it looks with this look. And then my lips, I went in with my MAC lip pencil in Soar, which is just a nudie, rosy sort of colour. It has a lot of brown in it, but it has that rosiness as well. And then my lipstick, very simple. I went in with Politely Pink from MAC, which is a sheer, glossy, slightly shiny, very soft pink. So I just put the two on, filled in my lip with the pencil, and then popped this on top. Alrighty guys, so that is our look. I am in love with how this turned out. I'm so happy I bought this palette. I was going to buy it anyway. I was probably going to get it around my birthday, but I mean, it went on sale, €12.50, and I had free shipping because I have a lot of points on Beauty Bay. So I mean, I can't go wrong here. But I wanted this palette for so long. I love the packaging. I love everything about it so far. The colors that I've used, I have no gripes at all with them, of any of them. Again, this one maybe you don't really need, but I don't necessarily need in every palette, especially since I have the other palette has a similar color to that. It's a bit darker, but similar to that one. The red is beautiful. That shimmer is stunning. I'm excited that there's like a kind of a olivey golden green down here with the browns. I kind of want to do something with these, which I'll do in my 3 Looks One palette, which I will have coming up soon. I kind of want to do this, honestly, this whole bottom row in a smoky eye. I think that would be fab. I also want to play with the kind of bronzy shade, because the bronzy shade in the last palette surprised me a lot. And maybe do something super soft and bubblegummy as well. I think that might be quite nice. If you like this look, then give me a big thumbs up down below. And if you like the palette, give me a big thumbs up down below. It's the quickest, simplest and easiest way to give me a little bit of support, get me around to more people, and also let me know that you actually like the video and want me to do more. Also, don't forget to subscribe down below, like I said in the beginning, because it always helps me out, gets me to do more videos obviously as well. And also you will see the 3 Looks One palette coming up with subscribing, and leave me a comment down below letting me know what you think of this look, what you think of this palette, if you have it, if you're interested in buying it, and also what color scheme would you like Beauty Bay to come out with. I want to see green, like green, like my kind of green, like murky, dirty, sicky, pooey, and also acid greens, like those kind of colors. Yeah, I'd love that with like berries, like not these kind of reddy berries, like purpley berries. Ooh, that'd be nice, especially for the winter. Ooh, that'd be really nice. Yes, that's what I want to see. So you let me know down in the comments down below, and I will see you in the next video, guys. Bye.